I see that you see the bigger picture. Because if you put me in that situation, I would have got myself in problems. And when Jesus said, no, do not go and find another way to get in it. Don't you dare, brothers and sisters. If Jesus said, don't take it, Nashe, do not go and take it. Because you find yourself in more problems if you take it. Listen to Jesus. Though we are limited, God is not. Though we only know a few things, God knows everything. In fact, we may only see the trees, but God sees the forest. We may only see the streets, but God can see the city. As to why He never put you on that straight road. We may only see the beach, but God can see the ocean. That's how big God's perspective is compared to our own. His perspective is infinite. It's not limited. So why trust what you can't see and understand? Trust in the Almighty. Instead, for He perfectly knows the past, the present, and the future. 7 most powerful reasons to trust God all the time. God will give us everything that is good for us. God sees the bigger picture. You can count on God's words. God wants to give us His kingdom. God will never leave us nor forsake us. God's ways are perfect, and God is love. So, irregardless of whether we are in difficult situations, hang on, because God knows best. In order for the Israelites to move into the transformation phase, in order for them to have won the battle in chapter 8, God had to ensure that those who were fearful were sent home. Because He needed people who trusted Him. Yeah. So go back to your yard. We'll come again. Because if you don't trust me, go on back. Go know why you trust me. And then come back and we talk. You don't have no behavior. Go back and come again. Sometimes we don't trust Him, truth be told. We don't trust God. And we think His ways are limited, which is not. So He send us back to the drawing board. Go and learn why you can trust me. Go and learn, Sister Ratri, how you got here in the first place. Because I'm sure you had difficult situations that I brought you here, so how can you not trust me? Number 5, dream big. The Bible tells us that whatsoever we ask in His name, and God sees it fit, He will do it. Judges 7:13 says, it's Judges 7. Judges 7:13 said, and when Gideon had come, there was a man telling a dream to his companion. He said, I have had a dream. To my surprise, a loaf of barley bread tumbled into the camp of Gideon. It came to a tent and struck it so that it fell and overturned, and the tent collapsed. God created us with big dreams to teach us our need for Him, to show us that our life is about Him, and to give us an opportunity to glorify Him when He makes them happen. Dream big for the glory of God. Dream big for the glory of God. Too often as Christians, do we plan plans and forget the most important person? We plan the plan and leave out God. We go in the bus and we drive off and left Him at the yard. You remember the story of the little girl whose mother was going to pray for her. And they were going out. And she said, there's no space in the car, so we have to put Jesus in the trunk. That's what God deserves. The trunk. And they crashed. And the egg in the trunk survived. And everybody else died. Be careful, brothers and sisters, where you put Jesus. He's not going to move from where you put him. So if you want him in your life, put him there. If you want him in your heart, put him there. Dare to dream big with God. But what happens when big dreams go unfulfilled for a long time? That was the problem for the Old Testament prophet Habakkuk. Remember Habakkuk? You did read it? He pleaded rather, with God to act against unrighteousness. God promised he would, but not in Habakkuk's time, and not in the way Habakkuk expected. And the Lord said to me, write my name on a billboard, large and clear, so that anyone can read it at a glance and rush to tell the others. But these things I plan won't happen right now. Slowly, steadily, surely, the time approaches when the vision will be fulfilled. If it seems slow, do not be despaired, brothers and sisters, for those things will surely come to pass. Be patient. They will not be overdue a single day. Habakkuk 2, verses 2 through 3, the Living Bible translation. There's just so much to break down. The Lord will not give it to you in your time always. You will not get what you want always. Oh yes, I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. So what have we learned today? We've learned that we must what? The first one is what? Lose the crowd. Too much people following behind you. Lose the crowd. We learn to go down on our knees. We learn to follow God's instructions. We learn to trust the hand of God in 2023. Because God sees the bigger picture. And we've learned to dream big. Dream big, brothers and sisters. Dream big. So how obedient are you? How willing are you to step out in a battle of over 22,000 adversaries and problems with only 300 courts? How willing are you to fight that battle? How ready are you to take on the battle of today? Be obedient to the cause of the Lord. Be obedient to the cause of the Lord. And be ready to stand. Have a blessed day. Amen. Amen. Amen, church. Amen. We will close by singing 534. Go to your album. Oh, yes.
Dear most kind and compassionate Father, dear Lord, thank you for everything that you're doing for us, even though we are unworthy. Lord, thank you for using Sister Khalia to remind us what we already know and what we need to brush up on. Lord, as we go through the remainder of the day and through the rest of the year, help us to lose the crowd. Help us to remove all those around us that is not helping us to reach heaven. And where we can help, let us help them so that they may also reach heaven. Lord, help us to constantly be down on our knees because that's where changes take place and that's where you hear us the most when we're at our lowest. Lord, help us to believe in prayer because a lot of us pray but we don't actually believe. So let us have faith and trust in you, and trust your hand because whatever you do and whatever you allow is the best for us, even when we might not see it. But help us to remember that our perspective is limited compared to yours. You are the God of Abraham, God of Isaac, God of Gideon, God of everyone that we study about. And it's not, you're the same God yesterday, today, and forevermore. So help us to remember that. Thank you for everything you've done for us again. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
And keep you. The Lord make his countenance upon you and give you peace. And give you peace.